So we start talking a little bit more just about how people are freaked out in Atlanta, right? And she like, yeah, me and my boyfriend, we used to dabble into, some freaky things. We used to have. She like, yeah, my boyfriend, he's gonna pay for us to go to St. Lucia. So I'm like, oh, bet. She's like, yeah, send me your information. I'm gonna book the tickets. Now I'm looking at the tickets as soon as she say, do I want to go to St. Lucia? Tickets $3,000, y'all. Why after she sent me the text message like, yeah, that's fine, don't worry about it, we'll cancel your ticket, I hope everybody's good. Why do I find out that she has me blocked on every single platform?
Welcome back to another episode of Clocked Out Conversations. I'm your host Fahim, and today we got some more TikTok content. Storytime: is every female in Atlanta weird? Or I'm not here to waste your time. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and let's get into it.
Is every female in Atlanta weird? Or story time about another odd, weird interaction that I had with the female in Atlanta. And let me just say, when I get on here and tell y'all these story times, it's not to be messy, it's not for clout, it's not for clicks and views. I'm genuinely telling y'all experiences that happened to me because, for one, I like to hear other people's perspectives on things. And then two, I be trying to figure out, is this stuff just happening to me or is it happening to y'all too? So this particular female, I met her in an entrepreneurship group. She was heavily involved into real estate, and at the time I was like just getting started with Airbnb, and so I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I can make a connection with her, possibly regarding business and then a friendship as well. So in the group, it seemed like we kind of clicked and hit it off. We exchanged information. We chatted a little bit on the phone, and then we decided to go out and have dinner. So we end up meeting for dinner at Devon in Midtown. And so everything's cool. We're just chatting, kind of getting to know each other, and we get on the topic of dating. So she asked me, like, am I dating? And at this time, I was new to Atlanta, so I'm like, no, I'm not dating. People are too freaked out in Atlanta for real to be dating. And so I asked if she's dating, and she tells me, yeah, I'm dating this millionaire tech guy. And she's like, yeah, people are super freaked out in Atlanta. So I'm like, oh, okay, you dating a millionaire tech guy. That's cool. So we start talking a little bit more just about how people are freaked out in Atlanta, right? And she like, yeah, me and my boyfriend, we used to dabble into, some freaky things. We used to have, but she's like, we don't do that anymore. We don't really get into that type of stuff. And so when she said that, I was just like side-eyeing her a little, because at the end of the day, what you do in your bedroom really don't concern me as long as you know I'm not going. The thing about making friends in Atlanta is you don't know if somebody really want to be your friend, or if they want to be your friend because they feel like they can come up off you, or if they want to get you in a bedroom, or you just don't know. So we wrap up dinner. I probably chit chat with her lightly a few times after dinner, and then I get this text message. I can't remember if she texted or called me, but basically she was like, hey, do you want to go to St. Lucia for my birthday? She's like, yeah, my boyfriend, remember I told y'all she had this millionaire boyfriend, right? She like, yeah, my boyfriend, he's gonna pay for us to go to St. Lucia. So I'm like, oh, bet. She's like, yeah, send me your information. I'm gonna book the tickets. Now I'm looking at the tickets as soon as she say, do I want to go to St. Lucia? Tickets $3,000, y'all. So I send her over my information, and within 30 minutes, like the next 30 minutes to an hour, the tickets was booked. So at this point, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I get to go to St. Lucia on somebody else's dime. Like, so a few days later, she hit me up again, and she's like, yeah, my boyfriend, he's actually going to come with us now on the trip.
Okay, this is what I mean when I say women need to have better discernment in terms of choosing their friends. You didn't know where this was going based upon that conversation that you had with her at dinner. Your mind didn't start clicking like, oh yeah, this is where this is about to go. Maybe I shouldn't go on this trip. Just, but sisters, choose your friends better, please.
And not only is he going to come, but he's inviting another one of his friends, that's a female, and then one of his male friends potentially is coming. So now this trip has gone from a two-person girls trip to an entire group trip, right? And she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna just get a villa. You have your own bedroom. Everybody's gonna have their own bedroom, and we're gonna have a lot of fun." So already my antennas is perking up because for one, I'm already going out the country with somebody that I don't even know that well. But now more people have been added into the mix. So here's where things get interesting, guys. So even though she told me that more people are now coming on a trip, I still want to go. But if I'm going out the country with somebody, I need to know everybody information, address, birthdays, okay, phone number, everything. I want to know who I'm going out the country with, right? So I asked her, I say, "Hey, what's your boyfriend's name?" So I can do a quick Google search and make sure that he's not a freaking serial unaliver. Like, he's this millionaire tech guy. I should be able to Google him. This girl gonna say to me, "What do you want my boyfriend's information from? Like, this is abnormal. Like, you want to look him up? You want to research my boyfriend? That's very weird. Like, I understand you want to be safe, but what do you need his information for?"
I'm not gonna lie. From her perspective, that does make some sense. I understand that as a girl that has a boyfriend, if another woman has or asks for your man's name, number, and information and things like that, especially after you just explained for whatever reason that he's a tech millionaire, probably implies to her that you want to be with him or something like that. I can see that perspective being the case. However, in terms of her wanting to go on this trip, I would say that if you feel so unsafe, how about you stop being thirsty and you just deny the trip? How about you just deny the trip? Stop being thirsty to go to St. Lucia, wherever the place is, and just deny the trip. Come on now.
Are you okay? I literally told her, I was like, I wasn't trying to offend you by asking what your boyfriend's name was, but if I'm going out the country with somebody, I want to know the names of everybody, right? Hello, like, so she proceeds to give me the name and the Instagram of the other female that's going. I never got the information about the other male friend that was supposed to be going. Why this girl tell me, y'all? Why she say, "Let me ask my boyfriend and see if it's okay for me to give out his information"? What are you talking about? What do you mean you have to ask your boyfriend that I'm about to go out of the country with and spend a few days with in a villa? You have to ask him if it's okay for you to give me his name? What is going on here?
Note, you still want to go on the trip. You still want to go on the trip? What are you talking about? He should have to consent to you getting his information. I'm not defending the woman with the boyfriend and stuff like that. I think all that threesome stuff is nasty. I think that's disgusting. I think that relationships and intimacy is supposed to be between two individuals. That's what I believe, male and female. But the thing is, as it pertains to her trying to ask for the woman's boyfriend's information, he should absolutely have to give verification that he wants his information to be given to her or not to be given to her. Because it's still his information and he's still paying for the trip. Even if you disagree with how the trip is being organized and things of that nature, you always reserve the right to say you no longer want to go. But you're so thirsty to go to this super high priced, expensive place that you still want to go, even though you hate how it's organized, you hate how you're unfamiliar with everybody, and you hate how the girl that you were in contact with is moving and operating and communicating with you. But let's keep on going.
That was not the freaking response that I was wanting to get from her. Like, hello? So that definitely had me on the defense, right? So she ends up giving me the name of her boyfriend, right? So I look him up. He is Googleable. And I don't find nothing that's like crazy on him, right? But at this point, my discernment is on level 1,000. Like, you done already told me and hinted at the fact that you and your boyfriend used to get into some freaky deaky stuff here in Atlanta, and now you being weird about me even having his information. Something ain't right. Okay, go to part two, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this story up because I don't want to make it too long. Okay, part two. So, Girly is acting very, very weird about giving me her boyfriend information. She's not giving me that many details about the trip. She just basically want me to show up, right? I'm feeling a little bit anxious. I'm feeling like I'm uneasy about if I'm gonna go on a trip or not. But at the same time, they've already spent thousands of dollars on this ticket. They rented out this villa. The villa was thousands of dollars a night. So I'm like, for me to, that little sense of like, I don't want to pull out of this trip at the last minute. So I take everything back to God. I'm like, God, if you don't want me to go on this trip, let me know. Send a sign. You know what I'm saying? Let me know something. How about one of my family members, one of my close family members, gets in a car accident like 2-3 days before the trip? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not going on a trip. I'm going back home to check on my family. So I end up explaining to her like, yeah, I'm basically having a family emergency. I'm not gonna be able to go on a trip. What is going on? So she like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. We're not worried about the ticket. No problem. I hope everybody gets well. Something really did happen with my family. I was not making that up, but that was the sign that I felt like I needed to just hang back and not go on a trip. Why, after she sent me the text message like, yeah, that's fine, don't worry about it, we'll cancel your ticket, I hope everybody's good, why do I find out that she has me blocked on every single platform? Never spoke to me again, blocked me on everything, hates my guts. And my whole thing is like, if we was developing a friendship and I could not go on a trip, why do you now not want to be my friend? That's why I feel like, okay, it was some funny business going on. Y'all wanted to get me over there and thought we was about to have a little party going on, okay? Because why would you stop talking to me if we was developing what I felt like was the beginning of what could have been a friendship, and you're that upset that I decided to not go on a trip that you had other people going on at this point? And then it's like, why is a bunch of females going on a trip with your boyfriend? Like, I don't know. I just thought the whole thing was weird. So basically, the girl and the other girl that I told y'all that was her boyfriend's friends, they ended up going on a trip. After she got back from the trip, she blocked me on everything. Am I tripping? Or was that weird? Like, was there definitely some other motive behind why she invited me on a trip? I feel like it was some funny business going on. And it's just, yeah, it's just so freaking hard to make genuine, real friends in Atlanta that don't have no weird stuff going on.
So, what do you guys think about this story time? I think that this is a classic case of sisters just not using good discernment. I mean, why is she so thirsty to make a new friend? Why is she so thirsty to make a new friend? You need to pick and choose your friends wisely. Individuals that don't have the same morals, principles, and values as you, or at least similar morals, principles, and values as you, are not your friends. They're not your friends. Because if you all are not aligned with similar outlooks on life, not only will it cause much tension within this quote unquote friendship, but also you can wound up putting them in a position that they don't like, or they could wind up putting you in a position that you don't like because they're more comfortable with things that you aren't comfortable with, and vice versa. So, in order to prevent all of that, how about we just not be friends for the sake of both of us? In addition to that, I agree. Atlanta is a very freaked out place. And a lot of the girls that are friends in Atlanta aren't really friends, if you know what I mean. And it's not something that I really encourage women to come here looking to make friends. Like, I don't encourage that because what you'll find out is a lot of them do have ulterior motives similar to how this sister here was dealing with a woman that had ulterior motives. I mean, having menage a trois with your boyfriend and taking 3, 4, 20,000 girls on a trip, paying thousands of dollars to send you to St. Lucia, whatever that. I hope I'm saying that place right. To St. Lucia, whatever. You thought that he wasn't trying to get freaky? Man, please. Yes, he was. And she was too. And the fact that she continued communication and was even trying to continue going on that trip, I honestly think that she would have continued to want to go on that trip had that family emergency not have transpired. She would have wanted to continue to go on that trip regardless of all of those red flags because she's thirsty to go to that super rich, high class place. That's what it is. And it's a shame that we live in such a society, bruh. We live in such a society that's just so vain that people overlook morality and principality for money all the time, especially in my community. Like, oh my goodness, it's actually like insufferable at times. It's unbearable having to deal with people that will literally overlook red flags, completely overlook character traits that are horrible, completely overlook red flags within situations and circumstances and environments that literally indicate that you should not be there, all for the sake of clout, all for the sake of money, all for the sake of being seen. I could talk about it for forever, but let me know down in the comments below. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys think that she did not have good character discernment here, and that if that family event had not transpired, she would have continued to go on the trip and found out the hard way? Or do you guys disagree and think that she did a good job tarrying along with the friendship in order to try to go on that trip, even though she saw all the red flags in the woman that she was going to go on the trip with and with the relationship she had with her man? But thank you for tuning into this Clocked Out Conversation. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you in the next one. Peace!